All right, welcome back to the surprise episode number 30. I'm one of your hosts, Nathan.
And I'm your other host, Brad.
It's like a surprise. We decided to pre-record an episode because Brad's coming back because he has so many stories to share.
Yeah.
And so he wanted to share some more. And since we were just gonna take a bye week, we might as well just pre-record one.
Great idea, right?
And just go from there. So
Roll the intro.
roll the intro. All right, Brad is back. He says he's got another snake story to share with us. So, if you want to take away. I mean, next week, we're doing this pre-recorded, so next week, Wilson will be back. Clap it up.
I'll have to take Wilson's job away from him. Mine now.
Hey, if you do a good job, then he may be in the running. I mean, the competition.
Maybe.
We'll have to see.
I'm not. I'm going away like the week that you're going away. I think so.
Yeah, good thing we're pre-recording this thing.
Yeah. Right.
And where are you going? You're going to
I'm
Boston?
going Oak Island.
Oak Island. That's South Carolina?
No, I think my mom said it's in North Carolina.
I was in North
Or
Carolina.
okay.
It's some beach, right?
Yeah, it's some beach,
Yeah.
and then I'm going on the charter.
I think we've been there.
Yeah.
I think I have an Oak Island shirt. I think.
I don't know. Maybe.
We've probably been there like once, but we're not. We go to the beach sometimes, but if we go to the beach, we'd rather go down to Florida with see family.
Yeah.
See family down in Florida. So.
And you have family all over. That's all I know. I don't even know where half of
We
it
have
is.
family only on the East Coast. That is basically we have family in New York and family in Florida. So
And then your family over here.
and family in North
Your
Carolina.
grandmas and
Yep.
grandpas.
So all East Coast, basically from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want me to get started?
Yeah. Go ahead. Take it away.
All right. So I'm just gonna kind of get these two because it happened in the same day. So
Okay.
I ride my scooter up to the bus stop. Okay. So, because
That's right.
and
then you hide it.
I hide it behind
Yeah.
a neighbor's wall, but they get mad sometimes.
They do. They actually.
They put a fence up just so I couldn't put my scooter back there.
Are you sure?
I swear.
Well, you don't know that.
Yeah, I do because I hid my bike back there
Okay.
because I had to go to my dad's. But let's get back to it, okay? Because I want to share a few today. So I go up to the bus stop and because our bus comes at like 8:30 or something. I decided to go up to the bus stop at 8 because it's just me and I like to ride around. So I decide to be the heroic guy.
Heroic Brad.
Yeah, and I decide to walk over to the other bus stops to see if anybody's there, right? It's raining, it's foggy, the funny part was my mom came home that day in the morning and then she was wondering where I was that morning.
Oh, because you left early.
Yeah.
To go look at the other bus stops.
Yeah, and
To be fair, in middle school you have hours in the morning typically. Bus comes at 8. School starts at 9:15. It's like you have so much time. In high school, you have time after school. To be fair, but I think I like that better. Time after school because time before school, what are you gonna really do?
honestly, yeah.
Like you have maybe. I mean, if you don't sleep in, you may have like an hour before. Like, what are you gonna do with that? I don't know.
So, right, I decided to just go up to the bus stop, hang out. I went to the other bus stop because, you know how we have those, like, little trees, like maple trees or whatever, like, at our bus stop?
Mm-hmm.
But, they don't have any, like, limbs. So I went over to the bus stop, because theirs is, like, it's like an umbrella, honestly. So I go sit under there for a little bit, and it's, like, 8:15. I decide to head back to the other bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
On my way out, I see a baby copperhead just staring me down. Like,
Really?
and then I decide to be the heroic brat I am. I decide to pick it up.
Yo, this kid. Why?
I don't know.
Oh, poisonous snake, of course.
I should pick it up,
Pick it up. Great idea. All right.
I pick it up, of course. I take it back to the other bus stop, and I'm just like, what should I do? And then somebody comes over to me and he's like, what are you holding? And I'm like, a snake.
Someone from the bus stop?
No, somebody that like walks their dog. Like there's how people walk in the morning.
Yeah, just
Somebody
like some
came,
random
yeah.
neighbor.
Somebody came over and it was like, what are you holding? I'm like, it's a copperhead. And they're like, and then they hit my hand, and then I drop the snake, and then the dude steps on it.
He steps on it?
And I'm like, what are you doing, my dude? Like, I didn't say my dude, but I'm like, what are you doing? Like, he hits the snake out of my hand. Like, that's not even dangerous or something.
Yeah, why?
Like, it could come around and bite me. Like, that's not smart. Man kills it, and then he walks on with his day.
Did he say anything?
He's just like, well, you're not supposed to be handling those. That's dangerous. You could die. You get bit or go to the hospital. And he's like, I just saved your life.
He didn't know who he was talking to.
Honestly.
He was talking to Mr. Heroic Brad. Oh, dude, Brad was feeling lucky that day. He's like, no, you do not talk to me like that.
So the rain passes, and then I'm at school.
And this all happened before school at the bus stop.
And I'm at school.
The man goes early to the bus stop just to play
I'm
with
at
snakes.
school. And I'm disappointed, right? Because, like, man just killed the snake that I found this morning for no reason. I was honestly about to go, because it was crossing the street at the time. So I went to go put it in the woods, because you know how we have that, like, little, like spiky bush area?
Yeah.
I was about to go walk over there and put him in there, and, it was just sad, and I was upset. But, recess came, right?
Recess came?
Yeah. So, the big field behind where, the road is? So, you know how they cut the grass, right? And then there's a bunch of dead hay and, like, dead grass and stuff.
Okay.
So there's kids running around. They were, like, kicking up the grass and whatnot. And then one kid, screams. And I because I'm over there. I'm just, like, walking around because, I'm bored. And I was like, well, there's snakes over there all the time. I decide to go over there. And the kid screams. And he's like, bro, there's a snake over here. And I'm like, where? I literally go in and I just grab that
Brad's
snake.
Like, it's my time to shine. Where's the snake, guys? Point to
nobody
it.
Nobody knows where the snake is. Everybody's trying to kill it. And I'm like, no. And then this is what I hear. No, listen. This is what I hear. Listen. This is what happened. I go over. I pick up the snake. Some girl yells at me for picking it up. And then a couple kids sprint over to the teachers. And then all I hear is, Brad McAfair, get over here right now. And I'm like, I am in trouble, and I don't know why. Then I released the snake before anybody got to it, of course. And then she's like, Brad McAfair, get over here right now. And I was like, oh crap, why am I getting...
eardrums back.
My bad.
It's okay. I don't know.
And I was like, oh God, why am I in trouble? Because I did get in trouble in middle school. I'm not gonna lie. And I was like, maybe I did something wrong. I didn't think anything of it as the snake being a bad thing. I was just trying to get it out of there. I mean, it's wildlife,
Yeah.
The teacher goes over. She's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, and then she's like, "Well, somebody said you picked up a snake and was running around with it." And I was like, "What?"
Were you running around with it?
No, I literally picked it up and I walked over to the forest and I was like, "Here you go. Here's your new life." And
you weren't chasing around. Come here.
No. And then she was like, "You're you can't the recess is over for you. You can't I was like, "Are you serious?" I was in my head, are you I honestly just caused, less problems than there was.
Yeah.
Man, it was a baby garden snake as well, so it's
just garden snake,
serious?
the most harmless snake.
Are you, I'm like, are you serious? And she's like, that's against, school policy for you to pick up wildlife. I was like, are you serious? You know how much wildlife is injured a day?
Policy, yeah, right. Yo, what's up with that? That is so rude.
Why are you messing with the bird toy?
The bird toy. Yeah, so we have a bird toy in. I don't know why it's in here.
I don't know why Nathan's messing with it though.
I don't know.
He's playing with it it's a little toy.
I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on with this, because this string goes in and out, but I don't know how this is working.
Hey, that's behind the scenes of Nathan Hamilton. When he does with his off time when he's...
Yeah, I play with bird toys, Brad, of course. In my free time. What the heck?
I mean, I wouldn't blame you.
Not. That's a crazy... why do teachers do that?
The same day, though. The same exact day. The day I lost the snake, the first snake. And then when I get... my mom had nothing to know about this. And then she gets a call later from the school about, your son picked up a snake today, and I guess it's against school policies. You know, my mom's like talking to me when I get home, and I'm like, well, you know, I'm trying to like, I'm just, you know, I'm an outdoors guy. I'm gonna like save whatever I can. And she's like, that's okay. And then they're mad at me because I'm actually doing something like nobody like. If you're gonna go to the school, you should honestly write it down in the school book, because like, you know, at the beginning of the year they go over like stuff, you know, like on like the projector.
I've never heard that ever.
And they're like, it's against school policy to pick up wildlife, and I'm like, are you serious? People pick up bugs all the time, and you're like complaining about that? I was just confused out of my
mind. They say pick up
mind.
wildlife. What are they gonna pick up? Like,
There's nothing that
doesn't occur on a daily basis. Like, people don't have an opportunity to pick up animals like that.
At my
like,
mom's school, a snake got out, and they were like, you know, it's against school policy to pick up the snakes. So like, you know, the
Just have
janitor.
to let it roam around.
Yeah, so then they had to call the janitor to do it, because, you know, like, apparently you can't have a kid do it, even if they're like that. Like, I was just like, I was so annoyed out of my mind.
Yeah,
It was so annoying. Like, and then I get in trouble for that. Like, honestly, I mean,
just as long as you weren't like waving it at kids and saying,
I wasn't.
Hey,
No.
like, that's fine. But if I feel like if picking up and moving it off the field where the kids are playing, I feel like that's just. You shouldn't be punished.
That was
Maybe
so
you should have. They should have been said, "Hey, don't be picking up snakes. That's not what you're supposed to be doing." But like, come on, they're really gonna get you in trouble and call your parents because of that?
Bro, well, luckily, you know, I had that one teacher at school, that, like, she was, like, really, like, she was, like, my support teacher, I guess you could say. And she knows that I'm, like, so good with wildlife. She even took me fishing one time. I mean, she was the one who honestly got me out of the punishment, because, like, there was no reason for that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that was just, you know, it's just, you know, it's life. People do it, you know?
Well,
But luckily I got out, and, you know, nothing
what would have
bad
been
was-
the punishment? Like, they suspend you?
Like, why would you suspend me? It's like,
Like,
it's a snake. I
You're
mean,
suspending him for, like, a good cause? That doesn't really make sense.
yeah. Well, that was my interesting snake story
People are
I
just
had right
dumb
there.
and annoying. I've never had that happen. I've never had any animals being picked up in my time
You know,
at school.
I mean, you know, the crazy thing is, like, the school I was talking about last episode, it was crazy because, you know, wildlife all the time over there. I mean, I caught snakes and I let them go, and they didn't have a problem. Like,
they had chickens roaming around the school.
yeah, and they didn't have, like, that was not a school policy there, you know? Like, so it's crazy how it's, like, you're from one school and then it instantly changed. You're not allowed to do anything. Like, then why are we even allowed to play outside? Because you're going to see bugs. You're going to see dead ants. Like, you're going to, like, that's just life, you know?
Yeah, especially if you're on, like, some random field. There's going to be crickets, there's going to be other stuff.
Exactly, because, you know, snakes, like, I mean, you know, you'll probably see, like, what are they called? I don't even know. Because, you know, grasshoppers, they get eaten by, like, birds and, like, all, you know, all that stuff. I mean, anything. Like, we saw, I was inside my classroom, and I mean, dude, I'm pretty sure, because, you know, the pond is right down the road. The neighbors, we know them, you know, there was two not wild dogs, but neighbor dogs, and they were just running around the field. Like, you're gonna see that. You could see deer even, like, you're gonna, you know?
I actually saw a deer driving home last night on the side in the neighborhood, which was interesting.
I saw a fawn.
But kind of, it was over by the pond.
Yeah, the pond that I'm stalking.
Yeah. There was some deer over there.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. I've never had an experience like that.
I know, you know, it's always me that has the
weird.
experiences.
I don't know. That's very, very unlucky that you got in trouble for that.
I know.
I don't know how that happened, but
I'm not very happy about that, you know?
yeah, I wouldn't be. So.
Well, that's the end of that story. Well,
you said you had another
I have
another one?
two. I have a snapping story. I have the snapping turtle story, and then the snapping turtle is really short. And then I have I have the one about the pond.
Okay.
So I'll just do with the snapping turtle, and then we can go to the pond last.
Alright.
That's the longest.
Go ahead.
So, right, you know, I'm doing my casual thing of fishing and whatnot, and it's it's in like I don't even know. It's in a place, right? And
It's in a place.
it's in
All right.
Burtdale thingy. and yeah, and I'm fishing, right? And you know, I'm doing my casual day. I'm fishing. I'm going for catfish. I pick up a couple of flatheads, type of catfish.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, what is a
Your
flathead?
brother caught that in Utah, which you still don't know probably.
A flathead? When did he catch that?
It's a catfish. It's what he caught on a rod and reel in Utah.
Oh, yeah. My brother went fishing. He was the only one that wanted to go fishing, and
Yeah, like on the boat. He was the only one who wanted to go fishing.
Well, hold on. Let me elaborate on that. So we were in Utah, right? There's plenty of stuff to do, but you know he chose to go fishing, which you know is fair. I guess we hadn't been fishing. It was the last day, I think. It was end of the week. I would not personally like to go fishing, but he went there. They caught like 2 fish total, and we were there for like an hour and a half. And then I guess it probably was a flathead, or I guess it was probably a catfish there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was just some random like pond lake area. I'd classify more as like a lake. And then we decided to go. Well, we come back to Salt Lake, and he wants to fish more. I literally was sitting on the rock. I watched an entire movie when they were fishing, because I had movies from the trip downloaded on my phone that I still hadn't watched.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I am not fishing. I'm not wasting my time on any of this. They caught maybe 2 fish in 2 hours, and I'm like, dude, you guys like this? I'm sorry, but fishing to me is just so
No, yeah,
boring.
you told me that. I mean, it's like I'm going fishing up in Massachusetts, right? But that's not what I'm doing the whole time. Like I like to fish like maybe once on a couple trips, but you know, my mom planned this one. She planned it for me just to go fishing. Like when I go to the beach, I like to fish for like one day, but then I like to actually enjoy
Yeah.
going where I'm going. I don't like to fish all the time. I mean, I don't know, you know. It's
Speaking
just,
of always fishing too, like we live near a lake, and my grandfather has a boat. We like to go out on the boat quite a bit.
and I asked if I could go on the
I
boat
like
with
I
him.
love to drive the boat.
And,
Brad wanted to go out, and you know, Blake and Brad are friends, and so I was like, okay, I'll take both of you out. Blake was really hesitant at first. We had soccer practice or something, so he's like, oh, I'm tired. I don't want to go, and we just end up going, and then Brad wanted to actually just be in the lake, right? Do something.
I wanted to
swim, go on the lake, do whatever,
Man,
cruise on the boat, drive
this
around.
man tubed me so fast.
Tubing
Man, it
you,
was
yeah.
so crazy.
But then Blake, he's like, okay, I am only gonna go unless I get to fish. So I'm like, fine. And when I said that, I was like, okay, I'm only gonna let him fish a little bit, and then we're just gonna like fish maybe when I'm setting the boat up, and then then we'll leave. Okay. He fishes, fishing setting the boat up, okay? Then we put out, he wants to then drag the line behind the boat. He wants a trolley, what's it called?
It's trolling.
Trolling. He wants to troll with just some random rod on the back of a speedboat in the lake. I'm going as slow as I can. Like, you're not catching anything. Like, let's be honest.
Man, I was telling him you can't
Bro.
really catch anything if you're like trolling off of a fast boat like
and
that.
it's not like I can get close to the shore.
Yeah,
really.
because like that's what bass boats are made for. Like,
Like,
you're supposed to, yeah. So like,
I can't, and it's like, there's houses on the shore. Like, you're not gonna catch anything. Like, you may catch some stuff, but it's all like just man-made rocks and docks. And
yeah,
stuff,
I know.
basically.
You know, the funny part is we go out on the lake, right?
Yeah.
And we have to turn around because we're out of gas, and
So,
then
like, cause I get out there and then we cruise around. Like, we go over to this cove and we just kind of like, we do some
cruise around and whatnot.
and we come back. I was like, okay, we're out of gas. We gotta go get gas.
Okay.
I run up and go get the gas can.
Blake is
and-
like tying on new rods and reel. I'm just sitting here with like a worm, and I'm casting out. I caught
He's-
2 bass and like a 3-pounder, I think, and it broke off.
You caught
Man.
fish. Blake didn't catch a single thing.
Blake kept asking me what he was doing wrong, and I was like, well, like, so Blake was using this huge like lure, like they were gonna bite it or something, like,
Yeah.
and I try every time to explain to him, you can't do it like that. You have to, like, you know, you gotta go slow with them, you know.
I'm gonna say, like, there's no problem in liking fishing, obviously, but the extent that he takes it is, I think, just kind of a little too far. I get off the boat. I'm gonna be gone for 3 minutes.
That's
getting
why
a
you-
gas can.
That's
and
why you have to be like smart.
filling up the boat. Okay.
I know.
He's out there like grinding out fishing. Like, dude, we're out here in the lake. Just chill out. Chill out. We're chilling. It's okay. The fishing's not bad, right? But you had literally spent the entire morning fishing. That's right. Because you guys were fishing.
No, you know,
and
but that
relocating
the
fish from
funny
this pond.
the funny thing was he was like, I'm so bored of it. Like he was so bored. We were there for like 5 minutes and he didn't want to get like mud deep in mud. And I'm like, well, how else am I supposed to rescue the fish? The next day I catch 12 bass. Like it's crazy.
I just find it kind of funny, but nothing against it. But I
No.
think it's kind of funny. So, but that was the little rant. Go ahead, finish your
Yeah, we should
snapping
probably
turtle story.
So I'm fishing on a public pond, right? And you know, I'm fishing and I accidentally hook a turtle, like huge 60 to 70 pound snapping turtle in the
60
leg.
pounds?
Dude, my net was literally about to break when I
I
picked it up.
doubt it was 60 pounds.
Man,
Dude.
I have it's on my TikTok, my guy.
The snapping turtle?
Yeah,
It's not 60 pounds.
dude. Those things are dinosaurs. What do you mean?
It wasn't.
Okay, maybe it was
60
30 or
pounds.
40.
Okay, that's more reasonable.
Okay, yeah, but
It
they
was
can
big.
they can get pretty big.
60. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
That's heavier than my dog.
Okay, and
Yeah, my dog is a big dog too.
your dog is just fluffy.
But he's still big. Okay. Not big turtle.
Yeah.
You catch
So
the
I catch it. I have to put like the wall that it's like, so the water's low, and there's like this like 2 to 3 foot wall. I have to like dip my net down, and I have to pull him all the way up. Up and over the wall. So I do that, you know, because you know, if you put your hand next to it, it's just gonna take off your hand. I have to
What
grab a
if you-
little stick and flick the hook off of his leg. I do that all
Oh,
for
it was on
fun.
his leg?
Yeah,
How does that happen?
I don't know, you know, and then
Accident, I guess?
I guess yeah, and so you know, I was fishing with chicken liver, of course, for catfish.
Yeah.
And you know
obviously,
what I
chicken
decide to do? I decide to film myself in slow motion feeding the snapping turtle chicken liver.
It was actually pretty cool.
It was-
I
it
saw
was
the
pretty
video. It was
interesting.
Snapping turtle. I've never seen. I didn't know like snapping turtles were pretty common down here.
Yeah, dude, I catch them all the time.
You catch them all the time.
Dude,
That's
yeah.
supposed to mean you trying to catch them at that?
No,
point?
I don't. But you know, because
They just go to the
okay, so catfish like bait, like dead bait. So do turtles. Turtles will eat anything. Like, man, I have turtles that destroy my bait all the time when I'm fishing. Like they'll eat it because you know it's dead. So why not?
Yeah.
And that's basically the end of that story, honestly. So
That was interesting. I saw the video. It was cool. Like they're quick.
yeah, they are
Just
quick.
snap it
Well,
out of there.
especially because I got in slow mo, you can see actually how fast they go.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Crazy. Well, I got my last big story that is still ongoing today. I was gonna go today, but I realized the pond needs to drop a few feet. So I decided I'll go tomorrow morning from like 9 a.m. to like 1 in the
elaborate on
afternoon.
this friend's pond. What is this pond? Elaborate on it a little bit.
So they're gonna get the pond. The whole point of them draining the pond is they want to refill it. But so all of the stuff in the pond right now is like 4 foot. Like honestly, it's up to my knees. So that's probably like 2 foot of mud, and then all underneath it is just like beautiful clay. Like it's like perfect gray clay, and
Beautiful clay.
Yeah, but see, this is the problem why they have to drain it, because they want to get ducks and like pigs and stuff for the pond or whatever. So they want to get rid of all that muck, because you know they have horses
Just
temporarily
like
now.
years of muck build up
Yeah,
like that.
all like, because there's trees all over there, so like all the
yeah.
leaves fall each year. Sticks. Man, I was stepping on millions of sticks. I literally have cuts all over my feet from like just stepping on them.
Yeah.
So they're gonna scoop them out with like they have an excavator coming in. They're gonna scoop all that muck out, and
You're gonna put it.
they're gonna put it in the yard because I guess it's good fertilizer or something.
Put it in the yard. Wow.
I know,
okay.
crazy, right? And they're gonna clean it, and then there's just gonna be clay left. So they asked me to come get the fish and just relocate them to my pond. Like it's really
On your house, yeah.
really near me and Nathan's house. So I'm putting them all back there because that pond's it's pretty big. Honestly, it's huge. To be honest, it's bigger than most ponds I've been to. So nobody goes back there really to fish. So it's a good place for them. It's deep. There's a lot of room for them to like grow. There's a lot of bait back there. So yesterday, no, not yesterday. So the first day I went was the day that I was gonna go on the boat with Nathan and Blake, and I invited Blake to come with me. He didn't really enjoy it, but I mean, I had a fun time. I guess I was like swimming in the water basically. But the first day goes by, I catch nothing. So we go back again. Well, I go back, right?
Yeah.
I go back with a hook and a worm. Just a hook and it's a soft plastic fake worm. Man, I'm chucking that all around the pond. I'm getting hammered by the bass. The bass are like going up and like eating that thing. I reeled in 14 bass that day. I saved 14 bass from the pond. And we brought them, we moved them. And then the next day comes, I go back again, I get 4, and I bring them back, And then yesterday was a quite interesting day. I didn't do very much at the pond. I kind of just hung out with them because, they were draining their pool because their pool has a rip in it. And apparently there's a turtle in it. So they asked me if I could get it out. So I go swimming in this really black water, and I can't see anything. I can't see anything, and I'm scared because I feel like it was a snapping turtle. They didn't tell me what type of turtle it was, so I'm scared. I'm in there barefoot with a net open. I'm not gonna get bitten on the toe and not have a toe when I come up. It's crazy.
Wow.
So
I don't know how you do that.
They're draining it, and I just hung out with them for the day. Since they live on a farm, I got to go hang out with the horses, their goats, and the chickens. Then I did some of their chores for them.
Nice.
And then I helped fix what is it called? Those John Deere.
Just tractor?
Yeah. I helped fix one of those. She needed help, and then she said, "Well, since they have a bee farm, they said this September I can get their comb." The honeycomb, because I don't know, the honeycomb's so satisfying to chew on with the honey in it. So I'm gonna get that, and then I'm gonna go back tomorrow. Actually, I don't want to go back today because the pond. Okay, so this is really what it is. The pond in total is probably 2 to 3 feet deep, just water wise. So if I go to the exact middle, I'm in 3 foot of 2 to 3 foot of water and about 2 foot of mud, and you think. I'm not going to be able, because I'm only 5'9", so I'm barely being able to reach the top of the water. So it's kind of because the only way I can get to because each day the mud there's about a foot of water that kind of inches down towards the center of the mud pit. Mm-hmm. So each day I go back, it's lower and lower because you can see where the footprints were previously at.
Yeah.
So I'm just going back, and then every time I go out there, it's deeper and deeper the mud.
So that water.
Yeah, yesterday I was up to I was literally up to my waist. Almost.
Mud.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was crazy. Because how am I supposed to walk around? It's and then I'm gonna have to go out there with a net and catch them all by hand.
Bro, screw those fish, bro. If they don't want to be caught by a pole, I ain't going in there.
Boy, that's just, man, you're taller than me. You would, but
I don't know, still. That's too much. And you said that there's possibly leeches in there too?
She said there was. I haven't seen any. I mean, I haven't got any on me.
Those are gross.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Crazy though,
So, yeah, no,
that's that story.
I can't say I've ever been in that, and it kind of reminds me. I was there for a little bit.
Yeah, you were. And then
I saw how deep it was.
He saw me go in. Craziness.
That is not a fun.
You're not a fan of that.
No.
Should we? Well, since I'm finished with that story, you want to talk about what we did in the beginning of the summer, for the fun of it? Well.
Oh yeah.
How we started. You want to just talk about how we started the whole thing of going down there?
Yeah, so we have a creek behind our house. I guess towards my house, and it It's a creek that goes through, I think, this golf
McCall-
course, and it then
couple neighborhoods.
comes down, and then it's behind our house.
Yeah.
And went down there, and we did this last year too. We made a little hut.
Okay. Yeah.
What's
All
up?
right. No, you're good.
Yeah. So we took a whole bunch of sticks. Last year it was a pain because we didn't have an axe or anything.
Okay, I was gonna say something first. The only reason why we went down there in the first place, I got a drone, and Nathan taught me how to fly it.
Oh, because by the creek there's a field on the other side of the creek.
Yeah, and he taught me how to like fly it, and he showed me his racing drone and stuff. So that's because the way we went in first, it was like a pain because there was rocks everywhere. We couldn't get our bikes across. Mm-hmm. So then we went back another way, and we found this cool creek section. And then me and him kind of hung out down there for a little bit. And we went up the creek a little bit. We found this deep pocket. We found clay. We were messing around with clay and whatnot.
Yeah.
And, and then we come back down and we're like, I was like to him, or he was like, you want to build something? I was like, yeah. Or I don't know who said it, but
build a fort or
yeah.
something.
And then I was like, you want to build a bridge? And we built a bridge, like a working bridge. It was working.
Well, a little context is that there's some people that go down there pretty often, and they have these concrete cinder blocks that kind of go across the creek. It's I don't know, it's probably 10 to 12 feet across.
Probably,
my guess. It's pretty much knee deep for most of it, I think. There's, it definitely varies. But they had cinder blocks, and then you walk across with cinder blocks. And so what we did is we used big old sticks, and we laid them across the cinder blocks. And then we got little tiny sticks, put them on that, and we had even more tinier twigs that because what happens is, like, when it floods, it brings all this, like, dead debris and, like, sticks, and it clumps it all together. So we took that, and then we piled that, which is, like, sticks and, like rotting. Well,
it's like dead wood, basically, but it's like dead, like those, like, cattail stuff that, like, those little stalks. It probably was like those
dead stalks. They were individually, they're not really strong, but when you put them all together,
oh my god, we were literally walking across it. That's how strong it was.
We would walk across it, and like we mentioned earlier, we found clay in, like, the creek, so we took that and we plastered that on top and let that dry, and so it was literally like a bridge with a clay top.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
It was crazy. And then the one day we came back, it was all gone because it was a big rainstorm.
Yeah,
sadly.
When it rains, it floods a lot.
The water can get up to, like, almost like 6 feet high.
Yeah, it's like floods a lot when it rains because all the water from everywhere just goes into that creek.
Yeah, especially the pond back there where we live. That pond has a connection to the creek too.
Oh, really?
So it's like one of the sources. Like, there's 3 sources, and then the other pond down the road from where your house is, if you go that way more, there's another pond that connects to the creek. So it's just like there's 2 constant sources, and, like,
Gotcha.
It's everywhere. So,
yeah.
And then we went back this year. We kind of redid a lot.
Yeah, this year we had an axe. We brought an axe with us so we could actually, like, cut wood to size, and it's basically just a dirt trail that no one really goes on.
I mean, unless you're like...
It used to be a boardwalk way back in the day. They had a boardwalk back in there, but that has been long gone, and so now no one really goes back there. And yeah. Actually, a story about the boardwalk. We were walking one day, and I happened to stumble across this loose board, and I think it must have popped up or something, because underneath was a full-out airsoft gun and BBs in the, like, hidden in the board. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. You never told me this.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it, but now that I'm thinking about the boardwalk, it was like someone must have been hiding it for some reason. I don't know why, but it was hidden back in, like, under a board in the boardwalk. It was like a gun. I don't know what we did with it. I think we just gave it to one of our neighbors because they were into that. We were way too young to have airsoft guns.
Now I have them.
Now my brother does.
Yeah, because he got addicted off of mine.
Yeah, he likes that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was strange.
Yeah,
we used to go down there and kind of walk around, and I think we would also catch tadpoles because it was, like, kind of swampy.
Yeah.
It would rain and catch tadpoles in the puddles and stuff.
So this year, right? This year, at the beginning of this year, we went down. Well, beginning of summer, we should say. We went down. Me, Nathan, and Blake, and his brother Flint. We all went down. I was like, "You guys want to go to the creek for the for the fun of it? Why not?" We started. We started going back over there. We started building like crazy. We improved the fort a ton. I mean,
yeah, the fort that we built the first year actually stood for a while. It
It
eventually
did.
fell because the sticks that we used weren't the best and everything, and it wasn't great. It eventually fell. What we did, because we had cleared out some like the underbrush. There's not really trees, big tall trees where the creek is, because they kind of
No.
cleared out the trees when
Yeah.
they took the boardwalk down. So that is just kind of like tall weeds, and so we took out the weeds. And then we kind of made like a flat, sandy area.
Yeah.
And then on top, then we have, we took big old logs, and what we did is we pounded little like guide logs, I guess, in
Yeah.
first with big old rocks. And that would kind of create a pre-drilled hole, and then we would jam the big
Yeah.
logs, the big tall logs, into it.
and people, I brought rope. People brought rope. We
Yeah.
it was like a kind of like a little
And we just
friend
used
community.
a little bit of rope and to tie the top across the beams that go across.
Yep.
We had 4 corners, just beams in 4 corners, and we just tied ropes that went across, and we just covered it in like
Dead
leaves,
branches that we
branches and
used.
leaves and stuff, and so then it was covered. And then we took it a step further, and last
And-
year we had made a bridge.
Yeah.
And then it washed away, so we're like, we're not gonna do that one again.
Well-
that one took way too long. So we're like, okay. I was like, let's do a dock. Let's
Yeah.
just make a dock, right? Think about it. Like full out, just walking over the water. That would be so cool.
It
right?
was. It was.
And so what we did the same concept. We jammed in these logs
into the sand, like a
Yeah.
foot of water and like sand.
We went
so
out. We went out into the water and we jammed them into the bank of the not the bank, just down.
It was
in
the bank,
river,
basically, yeah.
the riverbed. And we jammed them down, and then we laid same
Some
concept. We
sticks
laid
going across.
over onto the land. They laid on the land, and we tied them on the poles, and so then we full out then we laid big old logs across.
it was so cool. Yeah,
And
I
then
know.
that field that we mentioned across, we grabbed some like dead
Hay,
hay and
yeah.
stuff that was on the field, and we stacked that on top, and we had a nice, cool like hay covered
Yeah.
little dock. And you actually fished off of it.
Yeah.
And we
I
have a video
caught some
of
fish.
you just reeling in a fish when
Yeah.
you're sitting on the dock. And
It
you
was
caught a fish.
it was sick, but it took a while to get all this stuff because
Mm-hmm.
we only had one axe down there, so I'm like chopping away, we're switching off here and there, and then after we do the dock, we're like, we already have like 5 or 6 people down there with us, like all
Yeah.
like my age and Blake's age, and we're like, I'm like to Flint, we should make another section, so we have the main area where everybody's at, but I'm like, what if we make like a workstation? So we go over like straight across where we're sitting, like in that like one area,
Yeah,
and
just
we
across
just
from the
whack
top.
all those weeds out. We take everything out. We get a big stump, we put it in there, and man, Blake, he's making a bone arrow.
Yeah. Blake isn't so interested in that. He made a fish trap. He made a animal trap on land. I don't know. It's too fancy, but
yeah. I mean, it was a fun time.
it was cool. I would say that really passed a few days down there at the creek.
No, it did
at the
make
beginning
it
of the
fun.
summer. But it was cool. Eventually, it flooded, and
It
we
got all.
we didn't really tie down the logs that we
I
laid
thought we
across the
did.
dock.
Blake said he did. That's why I was a little surprised.
Yeah, but it definitely flooded, and it kind of washed away. The shelter's still standing because the shelter is up on the bank, but the dock kind of went across over the water. So when it flooded, all that water kind of like took the logs that were laying across and sent them down the river. And at that point, we kind of lost motivation and we stopped.
We'll probably go back again next year, anyways.
Yeah.
It's just like an every year.
But the
tradition.
base of the dock is still standing. The poles
Yeah.
and the river is
So
still
we'll
there.
have to-
Because
we'll have to
those,
do
like,
that.
it was sturdy. We had 3 or 4 people on there. We basically could all go stand on it. It was sturdy. It was not going anywhere. And I was super surprised just because it was made with sticks and some little string that we just tied on there. We tied the logs on there. Sturdy. Yeah. It was really cool. I enjoyed that. but it did get washed away, sadly.
I know that was pretty sad.
Yeah.
Gotta be honest.
All right. Well, this is kind of wrapping up the episode now. We've been going for about almost a little over 40 minutes.
That's good, right?
Yeah, that's good. Good timing. So,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us this episode 30. Big number 30. So, if you have anything else you want to add, follow your TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Again, you did that last
Yeah,
episode.
I mean, might as well if anybody new here. I'm one of your hosts, Brad McAferry, and
for this week.
Yeah, for this week and
You
kind
may
of
take
last
Wilson's
week.
job. Yeah, last
Yeah,
week.
I mean, if Wilson just decides to not come back,
stays in
Wilson,
Colorado.
this is for you. Just don't come back because Nathan loves my stories, so
No, come back.
it's okay. But yeah, you should probably come back. Yeah, follow me on TikTok at Brad's Adventures 3. Help me get to 1K, so I can go live and I can stop bothering Nathan.
Yeah, if you haven't heard about
And
that,
then I
listen
can
to
host.
our
I can
podcast.
host his tournament because I'll get all the views and he'll have like 20.
Haha.
All right.
Well, what's your catchphrase? Wait, don't say yet. But we always say one word after. I want you to take it away.
Chill out.